they're focused now on 4 accusers because he reached agreements with 20 of the accusers. There was apparently a 5th, but now they're saying that was a media report that may not be completely true on a 5th accuser. So it looks like they've zeroed in on 4 accusers, and they're basing their case off of those 4 accusers. Is any of this good or bad for Deshaun Watson right now, or is it much of the same? And, John, do you think the timeline is pretty much the same, which would be that Friday, July 22nd, late afternoon news dump, or Monday the 25th?
Well, then they got to hear the appeal, and the appeal is not going to be done overnight. So I've said all along, I think this will go right up, start a training camp the last week of July. And it might go into camp. What the Browns need to know is, will they have him? How much will they have him? And I'll tell you something, this is good for Watson. Number one, Tony Busby said he reached settlements of 20. Had he settled with them before, they wouldn't have talked to anybody because they would have had settlement agreements with non-disclosures. So he makes you wonder, why did he never get this done? Because he's so wealthy. And he could have made it all go away over a year ago, but he didn't. And he's paying a price, not the least of which is his attorney, Rusty Hardin's probably charging him millions of dollars. Something that I don't understand, and people here have talked about this a lot. When the grand jury in Houston heard this, there were 8 clients lined up to go before the grand jury, and prosecutor called 1. And that was it, 1. And then the story came out. She'd been exchanging text messages with Rusty Hardin, and there's nothing illegal about that, but a lot of people started saying it's unethical. So she called 1. And so the grand jury listened to the 1 and decided no bill. And so I don't know why you don't interview everybody. The NFL has testimony from the women who reached settlements before they ever settled. The NFL, Lisa Friel, her investigative department, supposedly investigated this for over a year. So that would be what they gave to Sue Robinson from the NFL. So I think that if it's down to putting it on 4 people, and the main one is Ashley Solis. She was the first. She's been the face of the plaintiffs. She's done news conferences. She's gone on TV. She has not changed her story at all. She did not settle this time, agree to settle before the trade deadline when he was going to be traded to Miami. So I know there's a lot of things leaking out. People claim they know what it is. Fact is, nobody has a clue because Sue Robinson, the judge, has never made a ruling like this.
I don't understand why at this stage with the case in front of her, I mean, isn't she judging whether he committed conduct detrimental to the league? Well, the other 20 are involved in whether he committed conduct detrimental to the league. So why would they only be narrowed down to the 4 who didn't settle?
Non-disclosure agreement?
Well, they couldn't get him because of the non-disclosures now, but they could have talked to him before.
Well, yeah,
the non-disclosures.
But they're saying the focus is down to these 4. I mean, I understand the focus on the ones that settled can't be extreme, but you can't carve them out and not look at them at all. They're certainly a part of the case.
That's interesting, John. We might have to have a lawyer on to ask that question, but once they sign an NDA, can you not go back and retroactively look at everything you talked to them about before they reach the settlement?
Should still be considered in this case.
Of course you can do that. And yes, they will, because that's part of Lisa Friel and NFL's investigation was all the people she talked to.